Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TPM5 here, back again with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be previewing the UEFA Euro 2020, well basically 2021, final between England and Italy. Now there's only been one title between the two teams in 61 years in this competition, so it'll be interesting to see which one of these powerhouses take it home. I'm going to start with the England side of things, then move on to Italy, and then give my predictions for the game. Now without further ado, let's get started. This is the first time that England have made it to the semi-finals in the Euros since 1996. Obviously in 2018 they made it to the World Cup semi-final and then lost to Croatia in a late turn of events in that game. They were the Euro hosts in 1996, the last time they made it to the semis as I mentioned before, and obviously they are hosting it this year. And with the fan and the fan support and stuff, there'll be a lot of pressure on them to perform. And to say they've lived up to the pressure so far is definitely an understatement. They've blitzed the competition, haven't even conceded a goal yet, with their fluent counter-attacking playstyle with a lot of options up front. Now just a quick reminder guys to subscribe to the channel and also turn on notifications, and let's get back into the video. At the beginning of the tournament, Gareth Southgate opened up with a 4-3-3, which he used in the game against Croatia and also in the game against Scotland. But following a rather boring 0-0 draw against the arch rival, he has switched to a 4-2-3-1 before the game against the Czechs, and ever since then he hasn't gone back to the patented 4-3-3 lineup, which they were intending to use when they were at full strength before the tournament started. Before their win against the Danes, they'd bagged 8 goals without conceding any, and their only issue was the game against Scotland, which did draw some concern due to the lack of creativity, as I'd mentioned before. And in that game, there were a few issues going up front. There's a lot of firepower, and they only registered one shot on target against what was one of the worst teams that made it to the Euros. Throughout the tournament, England have taken a rather carefree approach, and they're considered to be favourites against the Italians, obviously with the game being played in England and Wembley. It looks likely that they may bring it home and football may come home, but with the form of Harry Kane and obviously Raheem Sterling and just the general spirit around the team, it looks likely that they will win. I'm now just going to go into some strengths and weaknesses quickly. So far this tournament, the defense has been very strong, but that creates another issue where they're a very defensively, oriented team. But if they concede, it'll kind of throw them out of whack, and they're not going to be sure how to adjust. And I know I'm referring to that Scotland game a lot, but in that game it did show a lot of Gareth Southgate's issues regarding his managerial ability, and it kind of shows the lack of a plan B. So it's all good when things are going well, but if it falls apart, that could be very bad for the English. That's Roberto Mancini. He's reinvigorated the Italian team, so let's move on to their side of the story. Throughout the history of the Euros, Italy have been great performers, making it deep into the competition consistently. However, they've only brought home one title to the capital of Rome, which was in 1968. So throughout 61 years, that they've only done that, and that's all they've got to show for it. They obviously were runners-up in 2000 after losing to France, and in 2012 they got obliterated by the Spanish. But they got their revenge with a win on penalties, and they look forward to the finals. Italy rampaged through the group stage, winning all 3 games and scoring 7 goals to none in reply. And throughout the knockout stages, you can say they've faced more of a challenge as they've conceded 3 goals in 3 consecutive games. However, they have been good enough to win. And unlike previous Italian teams, they're not likely to sit back and defend a 1-0 lead with a stagnant style of football. They've been very offensive and consistent in their approach to score goals, which is something, as I mentioned before, not very common historically. They're a very direct team with a wide build-up, and their defense is brilliant, which will then allow them to transition up the pitch and then create some counter-attacking opportunities, which again has gotten them this far and holds them in good stead. I also remember an occasion against Belgium where they did score a goal, and it was Marco Verratti who jumped into a passing lane, with the high intensity that Mancini asked his guys to play with, and he slides the ball across to Nicolo Barelli to finish before Belgium could recover. So obviously, they're a very fast and direct build-up team, and when they see an opening, they are going to attack it. And England, at times in this tournament, although they haven't conceded yet, have had some moments like that, so that it does create an air of opportunity for them. Despite having a winning streak north of 30 games, the betting odds indicate that Italy is second favourite behind England, with Italy being 5 to 6 chance of winning and England being an 11 to 8 chance of winning. So that brings me to my prediction for the final. I think that It's going to be a very, close game. This game will be going extra time, in my opinion. I think that the Italians have, a very wide variety of ways to attack the English. They can sit back and defend like they did against Spain and then strike when the opportunity comes, or they can simply play on the front foot. It's going to be a tough one for them as they are playing at Wembley, and I think this game goes to penalties, and that's as far as I can really go with all certainty. I think that if I'm to back anyone, it'll be Italy. But there it is. I think Italy will win this. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and most importantly, comment with your predictions, and I'll try to reply to you. Thanks for watching.